If you're a parent, you need to ask your child about Askfm. It is an extremely popular app with teens and tweens, but many say it can be dangerous and it may even be linked to a rash of suicides. We are Skyping with Robert Siciliano. He is a McAfee online security expert. Thank you for being with us, Robert.
Thank you.
Tell us about Askfm. What is it? Why is it so popular?
Well, it's a interactive social media site that functions anonymously, whereas sites like Facebook, you generally know who you're communicating with. You know, it's people who you know, like, and trust, who are your friends in general.
It started out as a website, is that correct?
Correct.
And then over the summer, it was released as an app, and it sold something nearly 60 million downloads.
Lots of people are subscribing, as much as a couple 100,000 a day. So it's gone viral like wildfire. And what we're seeing is that there are significant negative repercussions when kids have the ability to communicate anonymously.
Yeah, and that's the key. So you can ask questions. I mean, to put into practical purposes, you can ask somebody a question, do you like me? Or some kind of question a teenager might be interested in. And they don't know who the question's coming from or who are the best looking people at school, those kind of things, right? On an innocent basis.
Well, you would hope that the majority of the questions would be relatively innocent. But the problem is that, kids, they are creative, and sometimes they don't have a degree of empathy or sympathy that they should at their age. And so they also appreciate the shock value of asking certain questions. So they begin to ask questions that can be hurtful. They make statements that can be hurtful. And before you know it, the kid is feeling that they're taking things personally.
Does it become magnified because it's anonymous?
Without a doubt. There's no accountability with anonymity. And the overall drama that takes place in social media exemplifies teen angst. And so when a, say, 14-year-old boy who might be overweight is then being targeted by dozens of people, that's going to affect him. And the same thing with a young girl. She'll be asked to do and say things, and ultimately, that affects their psyche. And you may actually see your kids demonstrating a change in behavior as a result.
BuzzFeed recently reported that at least 9 teen suicides linked to this. Do you agree with that?
With so many millions of kids being connected to it, the statistics related to suicides are unfortunately, far too high. But directly attributing it to the site, that's significant. I'm in no position to make the connection, but teen suicides happen every day, unfortunately. But the fact that a certain amount of teens were found with this on their phones or their devices, and that parents are equating it to that, definitely raises eyebrows.
Now, it's based in Latvia. Is that one of the problems?
Well, they're certainly out of U.S. jurisdiction, which, generally U.S. government has a pretty good handle on putting pressure on different U.S.-based developers, software developers, and websites. But when it's overseas, international treaties and so forth, you're going to have a difficult time, weighing a heavy hand on a company that's in, Western and Eastern Europe and so forth. So that being said, really parents are responsible ultimately for parenting and for monitoring their child's internet usage.
Would you get rid of Askfm? Would you tell your kids to get rid of the app?
Well, I certainly would not allow my children on it. And as a parent, I can't see any benefit to it. The social aspects of it really aren't all that empowering. You're not going to learn much from it. If anything, in the end, it could be damaging.
Would most of us be surprised if we went on our kids' phones or on their computers with a little more knowledge and discovered some things that we didn't know were there?
Yes. I think that the majority of parents would be completely shocked if they were to actually get the usernames and passwords of each of their devices and all the software that's on them, which all parents should have. You should have full unfettered access to all of your child's devices and, again, their software, their applications. And beyond that, when you begin to see the chatter, the communications back and forth, yes, it'll be shocking, it'll be unnerving.
Well, I mean, where's the line? A parent would check in on their kids' text and other apps, but then there's also trust and, keeping the trust with the child.
Right. Trust is overrated. Okay?
Got it.
You were a teenager, right? Are you amazed at the fact that you're still alive today?
Absolutely.
Me too. I mean, the things that I did, how fast I drove, the things we ingested, I shouldn't be alive today. And many in my generation say the same thing. And so to trust a child to a certain degree, yes. But let me ask you this. Would you trust to give your child the keys to the car before they know how to drive?
No.
No. Well, why would a parent give their kid full online access to applications, to the web itself, without the parent knowing that the kid is ready to go, or the parent knowing what they're doing as well?
Well, what is a parent to do? Because these things creep up and they pop up pretty quickly. It's hard to realize, they go from one app to the other.
We have done numerous studies here at McAfee, one called The Digital Divide, and we discovered that there is a significant difference in what kids know and their parents don't know. And that's because parents aren't spending the time, energy, and effort to learn about their child's online lives. To invest a little more time into a child's digital life, into your own digital life as a parent, means to understand the world in which they live in. That means learning the technology, meaning the physical devices and how they work and how to navigate them, learning the applications in which are on all those different devices and how they work and the type of interaction and what type of information is divulged and so on. And then staying out on top of that. If you're a parent that is into your kids' lives and you're taking them back and forth to school and soccer practice and you're involved in their homework and invested in their success, then you should also understand how their online lives work. To throw your hands up in the air and to give up essentially is giving up on raising your kids. And you certainly aren't about to do that. McAfee has something called Safe Eyes that you can install on the child's devices that will allow the parent to set up filters that prevent them from going to certain places, keeps them aware of certain communications, allows them to essentially monitor their child's online behaviors to a certain degree.
Robert Siciliano is a McAfee online security expert. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much.